Hi, I'm Carrie Kennedy with 1851 Franchise, and I'm here with FranNet broker Amanda Berry. Amanda, what makes you successful as a franchise broker?
Hi, first, thank you so much for having me. It is a great privilege and an honor. To be a successful franchise broker, I think for me specifically, you have to know how to listen. You have to know how to listen to the people that you're helping, both your clients and the franchisors, and make sure that you're really understanding what they're trying to tell you, and then sometimes what they don't even realize they're trying to tell you. If they kind of knew everything that they needed to know to make a good decision for themselves, sometimes they don't necessarily need you. So it's really about listening very closely to what is it they want, what is it they need, and what problem are we trying to solve. And for me specifically, I know that I'm to be a successful franchise broker for myself, I really try to focus on a couple of pretty underserved communities when it comes to business ownership. I'm very involved in my veteran community. I'm an Army wife, worked for the VA for 10 years. Sometimes my veterans don't necessarily find the best transition to the civilian world into the corporate America. And business ownership is a good model for them. And I've really dedicated a lot of time and energy into helping them transition into a successful business world. And that's really, I think, one thing that I've found to be very successful.
That's amazing. So, Amanda, what advice do you have for people wanting to become a franchise owner?
Research. Know your strengths, know what you're good at, know what you're not good at. And then definitely franchise ownership gives someone the opportunity to really do some objective research. It's probably the only business option that gives someone that opportunity. So really research what is the business model and what is your role in that model. It doesn't really necessarily matter what the product or service your business is going to sell. It's what is it that you're going to be doing every day, because those are two very, very different things. Understand your function, understand the function of the business. That's probably the best advice I could give someone, is really understand what it is you're going to be doing. Do you have the skill set to do that? And are you going to enjoy it?
Great advice. Amanda, what does winning look like for you?
Definitely winning when I'm working with a client is my biggest goal is to be there on their opening day. I love it when I make a really good match with a client and they fall in love with their business. And hopefully I'm there when they open their doors. I try to be their very first customer. If it's allowed. And I absolutely love seeing them be successful. I live and work where my clients live and work. I run into these people in the grocery store. I love running into them in a checkout line and they give me a big hug and they say, "You won't believe it. I know I haven't spoken to you in 2 years, but we just opened our 3rd or 4th unit." And I love that, not just for my community and bringing that business to my community, but for them and to their success. It's really amazing to see. I'm a civil servant. I've always been a civil servant. And I just love when people achieve things they did not think were possible.
That's great to hear. So what advice do you have for franchisors wanting your help on awarding more franchisees?
Definitely know what you're looking for. What makes your system successful? Because that's what I'm looking for. I want to know, what is it about you that's different as a franchisor? What are you bringing to the table? And what are you trying to find in a potential franchisee that makes everyone happy, that makes everyone successful? Know what you want and what you don't want. And then be able to clearly articulate that. Don't just take everyone that comes to your door and says, "I want to own your franchise." You have to be selective. And I think good franchisors know that. And the ones that are emerging understand that pretty quickly. They figure it out. I need to know exactly what kind of owner I want as part of my organization and who's going to be the most successful. That's a win-win for everybody.
Okay. Last question. How can franchisors better communicate with you?
Honesty. 100%. You have to be honest. Tell me what you want. Tell me what you don't want. If there are issues in your franchise, especially if you've overcame them, let us know that. That's an important thing to know. I can tell you recently with COVID and everything that's happened, it's been a really unique time for a franchisor, because you've gotten to see from a client perspective and from a franchisor perspective, what's the worst case scenario? Because this was the worst case scenario for a lot of people. How do we handle it? And build that as part of your story. Don't hide from your mistakes. Celebrate them and say, this is what we've learned from it, because it will always come out. It'll always be found out, right? So I think that's my biggest thing, is just be honest, tell me what it is that you think that you, tell me what you really want. And then and then I would always reverse it when I'm working with a franchisor. Did I send you someone that wasn't a good fit? How can I do better next time? My job is to serve my clients and to also make sure I'm giving the franchisor good quality candidates for their businesses. So I think that that's probably the over communicate and be honest.
Great points. Amanda, thank you so much for your time. It was really interesting talking to you.
Thank you.